All right, welcome back to the channel again, ladies and gentlemen. Thank y'all so much for coming over. Got this video here from Stephen A. Smith. This is him talking about Shannon Sharpe stepping away from ESPN, him giving his thoughts. I want to see what he has to say. Do he think Shannon will come back? Because I don't know. I don't think nobody knows what's really going to happen with this case. And if ESPN, even if he's found not guilty, is going to want him back, just because it's starting to be, the whole Instagram live situation. Like I said, they probably are trying to get in front of this before, because people then go say, why y'all keep hiring him back? Or why y'all keep bringing him back? So let me just hear what he has to say. Appreciate y'all. We ain't gonna waste no more time. Let's jump right into it.
On a life of their own, and as a result, Shannon announced he was stepping away from ESPN. Here's a portion of Shannon's statement that he posted on social media. Quote, "I will be devoting this time to my family and responding and dealing with these false and disruptive allegations set against me. I plan to return to ESPN at the start of the NFL preseason. I sincerely appreciate the overwhelming and ongoing support I have received from my family, fans, friends, and colleagues," end quote.
Now, I know he's not really, Shannon, he's probably been advised to not talk about it no more, but you do know he has his nightcap and other show, and he be going live and stuff. And, I know people a lot of times when you donate a super chat, they'll read it out loud. I'm wondering if people are donating just to troll. You know what I mean? That's how low people will scoop. People will give money to troll to see if he'll read out the comment. I was wondering, had that happened yet? I haven't checked.
It's been a difficult week from a sports media perspective, certainly as it pertains to First Take. Shannon Sharpe became a friend. When I recruited him to come on board on ESPN's First Take, he came on board and he did a sensational job. No matter the amount of success that we enjoyed for the 12 years prior to his arrival, he helped take it to another level last year. And we were doing our thing this year as well. And so when the news came down that he and ESPN had mutually agreed that he would need to come off the airwaves of ESPN, it was a blow to the show, a blow to me personally, because I'm going to miss him. But it was not a surprise.
Yeah.
When I was on the air just a few days ago, a lot of people were looking for me to say something. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to speak to one's innocence or one's guilt about something I have absolutely positively no knowledge of whatsoever.
Right.
Do I believe that Shannon Sharpe is guilty of what he has been accused of? Absolutely not. That is my personal opinion.
He just said he wasn't going to speak to... See, that's tough. That's tough. But, I mean, he knows him, or he knows it better than we do. And see, you hate to be to disregard the girl and be like, nah, she lying. He didn't do this. He would never do this. You know what I mean? Because it is a lot of guys out there that do. But, I mean, he feels that he knows Shannon, knows and knows his character, so...
The brother that I've come to know, I don't believe, and I'm going to state that emphatically. But just as emphatically, I'm going to remind everybody it is my opinion because of what I feel about him.
Okay.
Not in any way implying that I know a damn thing beyond that, because I don't know. I've seen the text messages released by his lawyer, who, by the way, I don't think has been impressive in this at all, because some of the information that was let out to the public, I have no idea why a lawyer would advise such a thing, but that's a different subject for another day. And we're allowed to deduce from an opinion perspective what we believe and what we don't, so long as we concede that we have no way of knowing definitively what the truth is. What I can speak about is the fact that this three-time Super Bowl champion and this Hall of Famer, who emphatically stated to me over the phone how innocent he is of these allegations that have been levied against him, insisting repeatedly that anything you read, anything you see, anything you hear was fully and totally consensual. In the same breath, what's inescapable is that without us knowing all the merits, he was working with Disney, where I've worked since 2003, excluding my departure from 2009 to 2011,
GG's.
when I was gone for those 2 years. Outside of that, I've been at Disney since October of 2003. I know this place. I know the worldwide leader that is ESPN, who's under the umbrella of Disney. And it wasn't difficult for me to figure out what was transpiring.
Yep, you know what that
As
means.
I sit here before you today discussing this matter, ESPN and Disney have a wait and see attitude when it comes to whatever evidence they may learn about this entire situation involving Shannon Sharpe from a legal and from a civil perspective. What they didn't need, as it pertains to those two things that I just mentioned, they didn't need any definitive evidence at this particular moment in time about all of that stuff, once all the things Shannon Sharpe's lawyer put out there. It was uncomfortable to listen to, and it was not something.
Bingo. That's what I said. That's what I said when he said he's going to step down or part ways, but I mean, he said he will be back. But I was like, I don't know, because they may not want to have any type of connection with, although, like, again, even if innocent, even if he's proven to be innocent, it's just like, because they're going to say it's Disney. It's like the way he said, like, uncomfortable. Yeah. So I personally think it's a wrap, and low key he may think that too, and he may be saying that in a low key type of way.
That Walt Disney once associated with its brand.
Right.
So to have him on the airwaves while all of that stuff was put out there was not something that Disney was going to take. That is what I mean when I say I am not surprised. In getting to know Shannon Sharpe, I know a lot of things that he has articulated that he has been through in his life. I can't imagine too many things in life tougher than what he's going through now. And there's a lot of people out there talking a lot of smack and a lot of stuff about him. You will never hear that from me. It will not happen. I don't give a damn if we speak a day from now, a month from now, a year from now, years from now. He's my friend. And it's always going to be that way. I'd say the same thing to you about anybody else that I know to be my friend. I don't have to work with you. I don't have to be around you. I don't have to be around you all the time, talking to you all the time, to have love for you and to wish you the best. And that's exactly what it's going to be for him. I sincerely hope that all of this goes away and we find there's a bunch of falsehoods to these allegations, and he's able to come back in this industry and do what he has been doing, which has been phenomenal. I hope Club Shay Shay and Nightcap and all of these other things that he's associated with, that he continues to thrive in his life and move forward. And whatever mistakes he may have made along the way, I'm not talking from a legal or civil perspective. I'm talking about in his eyes or that of others, whether it be moral or something else. I hope that he corrects whatever he feels he needs to correct and he moves forward. But in the process of doing all of that, I hope we're all reminded of a few things. And this extends far beyond a Shannon Sharpe or anybody else. One of the things that we need to remind ourselves of is that in this day and age, very few things are private. In this day and age, there's very few things that won't come to light, because most things do.
And see, that's what a lot of people were mad at him for. They're like, damn, you don't even know that game is being ran on you. You know, they were just like, he shouldn't have been saying what he was saying over the phone. He should have knew better. But, you know, Shannon is, that's what they talk about with the age gap, you know. Shannon is like old school, and, you know, like I reacted to that animated thing they made, and I was just like, that's probably how it really went down. So I just feel like right now, like he's saying, everything it's coming out, especially when you're like a celebrity figure. It's hard to. That's why they say, man, a lot of these people, they need to just settle down, you know, find you a nice, strong woman and settle down, so you ain't out here all willy-nilly with these, because, hey, this ain't the first, ain't gonna be the last.
But thinking beyond Shannon, thinking beyond myself, just thinking about the world that we live in terms of the podcast stratosphere and everything like that. A lot of people want to walk around thinking you can do what you want to do when you want to do it. You could your own operation. You don't have to answer to anybody. That's not true. I've had people open their mouth and they've said, Stephen A., you work for ESPN. What kind of control do you really have? This is my podcast. This is my YouTube show. I own this. But if you think for 1 second that I could just do what I want to do, when I want to do it, how I want to do it, and there's not going to be any repercussions, you're clueless. And you're destined to fail and fall on your face. I'm not talking about Shannon Sharpe. I'm not talking about Shannon Sharpe. I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I'm talking about a climate that we're living in. Some people sit up there and they look at me and they say, Stephen A. don't get himself in this kind of trouble. How does he pull it off? Well, first of all, there's certain behaviors and proclivities that you never have to worry about me engaging in. But most importantly than that, I often say this about Walt Disney. I'd rather work for a place with standards than one looking for them. You know why? Because lines are drawn. And I never have to worry about crossing them, because guess what? I've got something there reminding me, hold on. You don't need to do that. It's not a silo. I'm not by myself. I don't get to operate in any way that I want without having to worry about ramifications or repercussions. I always have to be concerned about that. So I'm challenged every day to come on the airwaves and think about the ramifications and repercussions of anything that I do constantly. And because of that, that's an additional guardrail to secure me from putting myself in a position that could jeopardize myself, my show, my brand, my family,
my name,
company that I work for, anything like that. Again, I'm not talking about Shannon right now. I'm talking about what people say when it comes to people like myself and others who unapologetically explain that we have people to answer to. And all you folks out there with your own podcast, running your own operations, if you have advertisers and sponsors, get what? You answer to somebody too. And I'm
why y'all think when I be talking about I can't say certain things, certain words, it's trigger words. That's what I'm saying. People, if you uploading videos with a lot of just outlandish, crazy talk, advertisers are not going to want to associate themselves with you. All right. And you don't get paid, you get demonetized, you can get community guideline strikes, all that, all that is in place to remind you, like even when you go in the comments, they'll say in the comments, be courteous, but people always cross it and expect not to have any type of repercussions. But Shannon got to realize his celebrity, how big he is, who you work for, and these people, like, there's a lot of, again, because I don't know what's true or not, but this girl, 19 years old, man, and yeah, like I said, it's just so many other women out there he could be with. It'd be a lot of women trying to shoot their shot at Shannon, but yeah.
here to tell you, don't be upset about it. Feel good about it. Because you need to view it as an extra line of security that enables you, it being a guardrail, it enables you to watch lines that you want to make sure that you don't cross. Because when those lines are always there, you usually know it. And you usually make sure you don't cross it.
Yeah, man. I'm just wondering what's gonna happen next. Like I said, they tried to pay her to keep it quiet. It's out now. She won $50 million, and we gonna see. I honestly do not know. But if she wins this case, I mean, luckily, I mean, I don't know what will be next for him. Man. Appreciate y'all coming over and watching. Peace out.